inbound. You're heavy from 63rd to Garfield. That crash in the left center lane. So we're expecting that to probably get worse before it gets better, but we'll have more on your next report. And then you're heavy Roosevelt to the Jane Byrne. So 25 minutes inbound now. Outbound, you're heavy from the Byrne interchange to 18th. It's 37 minutes out to the split. The Eden's now 33 minutes in from Lake Hook to the junction. Outbound's an 18-minute ride for you. The Kennedy, 55 minutes in from the River Road Toll Plaza to Ogden, 28 from the junction. Outbound, it's 32 minutes to Montrose, 50 to O'Hare. The express line's outbound moving the same as the locals. The I-190 O'Hare extension eastbound heavy from Bessie Coleman Drive to the Tri-State. The Eisenhower now an hour 8 in from the Jane Addams to downtown, 43 from Manheim. Outbound 50 minutes to Manheim. It's an hour 12 to the Jane Addams. Stevenson 43 minutes in from I-355 to DeSable Lakeshore Drive. It's an hour 15 back out. The Dan Ryan we told you about, the I-57 inbound now, you're slow from US 30 to Volmer, 15 minutes in, outbound heavy from the Ryan to Halstead, and then past I-80, it's 18 minutes to I-80. Your next traffic at 4:08 on News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Right now, we've got sunny skies, 54 degrees at 3:50 now.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM, former federal prosecutors in Chicago and around the country condemn the Justice Department's latest attempt to target fired FBI Director James Comey.
I'm Brandon Eisen. Legislation to place checks and balances on data centers in Illinois is in the works. Meanwhile, some suburban residents are calling for a moratorium on new projects.
18 passengers from the hantavirus-infected cruise ship now in Nebraska and Atlanta. More on that coming up from CBS News. And in business,
Wall Street squeezing out some modest gains today for another record-setting session. The Dow up 95 points, the Nasdaq up 27, the S&P up 14. I'm Tom Busby at Bloomberg.
Sunny but chilly, 54 degrees now. It is 4 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. 17 Americans and a dual British U.S. citizen evacuated from the cruise ship at the center of the hantavirus outbreak and are now in the U.S. CDC's Dr. Brendan Jackson.
There's been contact made with all of those passengers who returned. The state health departments have been monitoring them on a daily basis, including symptoms and temperature checks.
CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder weighs in on the response from U.S. health officials.
I think we've gotten very lucky with the biology of hantavirus. This is not the next COVID, but it has been concerning to see how slow the response has been. We have what are called Health Alert Network notifications that get sent out. We did not get those until Friday afternoon, so well after this whole situation had started. And I think clinicians want information in advance so they could start to prepare.
The Supreme Court extends its decision allowing access to a widely used abortion pill. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
It's a 3-day extension of the court's stay of a lower court decision that would have halted mail delivery of Prestone. So access to the widely used pill will remain untouched until at least Thursday, while the justices consider whether to allow restrictions on the drug to take effect. Medication abortions have accounted for nearly 2/3 of all abortions in the U.S.
President Trump rejects Iran's latest offer to end the conflict. He says Iran won't budge on its nuclear program or on unblocking the Strait of Hormuz. The president is also looking at pausing the federal gas tax. CBS's Nancy Cordes spoke with him earlier today.
They said we're going to take off the gas tax for a period of time, and when gas goes down, we'll let it phase back in. But yes, we're going to be doing something on that.
Witnesses say a man with a long gun opened fire on passing cars on Memorial Drive in Cambridge this afternoon before he was shot by a responding state trooper. State police say at least one person was treated for gunshot injuries. Witness Brandon Mansoff.
I looked up, I watched the guy was on the side of the ground, a little bit in front of the tree, blood everywhere, shell casings all in front of my car, his car.
Police say there is no ongoing danger to the public. School kids in Mexico may get out of a month early due to the World Cup Championships and unprecedented heat.
The last-minute move to end classes early means millions of kids in Mexico could be left without summer plans, complicating life for their parents, too. Mexico's education ministry's decision has been met with local protests in states where there are no World Cup soccer games. A final decision is expected today. Adrienne Bard, CBS News, Mexico City.
This is CBS News.
What's up, everybody? SubX.News on the spot reporting. It's 4:02 p.m. It's May 11, 2026. We're in beautiful downtown Chicago. We're in the Mag Mile part of it. This is the water tower. This is the old water tower area. The water tower mall is right on to the side of me, to the left of me. We're gonna listen to the rest of the news. I think we're gonna listen to some radio calls. Then I might do some talking. We'll see how it goes. There was somebody shot down on 49th and Winchester by my house, but I didn't get to go there. I had some other things that I was working on. So we'll see what's going on with the radio calls. We'll see what the agenda is and play it by ear like we usually do.
The targets fired FBI Director James Comey. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckholtz has our top story.
Comey is set to be back in court next month on charges he threatened the life of the president by posting an image on social media that showed seashells on a beach arranged to say 8647. The Justice Department says in its indictment that a reasonable person would conclude that 86 was slang for kill and 47 a reference to Mr. Trump as the 47th president. More than 100 former employees of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago have now released a letter saying in part that an independent Justice Department would never have filed charges in this case, and that the decision to indict Comey over a year-old social media post is a sign that the Justice Department is now acting as the president's personal legal team. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 1059, WBBM.
Pushed to bring in a special prosecutor to handle potential charges tied to Operation Midway Blitz. We'll have to wait a few more days. A Cook County judge says she'll now rule May 21st on a request by advocacy groups to bypass State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke for potential actions against federal agents, including a last fall's shooting death of Silverio Villegas Gonzalez. West Suburban State House Democrat Norma Hernandez says Cook County prosecutors are dragging their feet on holding agents accountable.
In Minnesota, a prosecutor launched a criminal investigation into federal immigration agents following deadly enforcement operations and allegations of misconduct. Public pressure has forced institutions to respond because communities refuse to accept silence as justice. So the question remains, why not here?
State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke says her office is prepared to review any investigation presented by law enforcement and calls the attempt to install a special prosecutor frivolous. Southwest suburban residents call for a moratorium on new data centers while they await environmental and residential protections from Springfield.
The city silenced multiple residents during public comment on March 19th.
Griselda Chavez is with the group Warehouse Workers for Justice. Her beat is speaking up for environmental equity, claiming polluted industrial sites have their greatest negative impacts on the workers and surrounding residents, often people of color. Proposed legislation in Springfield, known as the Power Act, according to its proponents, would not only place checks and balances on environmental issues concerning new data centers, but increase transparency and public input, something Chavez claims has been stifled so far at public meetings in Joliet.
Where heavy law enforcement presence was used to escort 3 women out of City Hall chambers, some of us surrounded by 4 police officers at one moment.
The demand from some Joliet residents is to halt all proposed data center projects across the state until more regulations can be put into place. Brandon Eisen, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
A teen is dead, 2 others wounded in what investigators say was a post-prom party in northwest Indiana. Porter County Sheriff's Police say it happened at a home near Michigan City. Around 11 o'clock on Saturday night, a 17-year-old teenage boy was killed. An 18-year-old woman and another boy were taken to a Chicago hospital where they are recovering. At this hour, police continue to look through evidence searching for the shooter. A Northwest Indiana teen, meantime, facing charges after police say a senior assassins game left another teen seriously injured.
According to the town of Chesterton, Indiana's Facebook page, investigators say a group of teens have been playing Senior Assassins in a subdivision, a popular game among high school seniors involving players using water guns to eliminate each other. Police say one teen jumped onto the hood of a moving car during the game and later fell off the vehicle. Investigators say the teen suffered injuries, including a skull fracture and a brain bleed. An 18-year-old is now facing charges with criminal recklessness. Sarah Herrera, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
The Bears Stadium tug-of-war between Arlington Heights and Hammond continues. At this point, Indiana lawmakers are pledging about $1 billion in state money for a new stadium over the border. However, local leaders are waiting for the Bears' next move before it approves any new taxes to pay for it.
The financing proposal would have Lake and Porter counties enact a 1% food and beverage tax that's expected to generate at least $12 million a year. Projections for the proposed 5% innkeeper's tax in Porter would raise another $5 million. They have until the end of June of next year to pass those. The Post-Tribune reports the president of the Lake County Council, Christine Sid, says it's premature to consider either proposal until the Bears sign an agreement with the state to relocate to Hammond. Her counterpart in Porter County says they won't discuss the taxes until new board members are elected in November. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
408, traffic and weather together on the 8th. Here's Lisa Costi.
Some improvements on the tri-state northbound.
Let's do some radio calls. If we missed anything, I want to see where this cop went in back of me here. We'll go back. It's 4:08. We'll go back to 4 o'clock and listen to some radio calls. That was I gotta connect this Bluetooth here. Is what I got. I might have to pull over here because I can't connect the Bluetooth while it's driving it. So we'll have to pull over here. There we go, man. There's Batman there. Look at her. What's up, man? There you go. Why don't you say hello to the viewers, man? There you go. Look at that. There's Batman there, right? There you go. See that guy? Yeah. Let's do it. Alright, he's taking pictures, right? What's up, Jason? Here, you can tell people what you want. Here, man, I'm live, bro. Do a promo for yourself. Do a promo. Here, I'm live. I covered the loop, my brother. SubX.News. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. There you go. Come on down here to downtown Michigan Avenue. See Batman there? Look at that. Tell people who you are, how they find you, brother.
Bruce Wayne 3.
Bruce Wayne 3.
Yeah.
There we go. We're on Instagram, Facebook.
TikTok.
TikTok. There you go. You got Batman down here. He's watching out for everybody. Come on down, see him, get a picture with him, right? There you go. Take it easy, guys. Good work. Good work. There you go. All right, we're going to get going, man. Thank you, guys. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Batman, man. Batman. And we got Batman today, huh?
7387 Adam.
787 Adam.
Hey, a number at Harlem Blue Line.
Yep, that is 08549.
383 Adam.
733 Adam.
Can I get a event? Might be just the red line, lower call.
Yep, that is 08553.
Report, thank you, squad.
You're welcome.
7383 David.
783 David.
Hey, that number for Garfield in the red line, please.
Yep, it is 08574.
7386 boy.
7386 boy.
Jackson, red line, please.
Sure, that is 08578.
10-4, thanks.
783 Frank?
73. Fine, second one for the red line, 35th. Okay, from Racine to Medical District.
Alright, hold on. We got a couple units coming in at once. Was that 88 boy that was from Racine to Medical District?
88 boy. Train 7163.
Alright, your event number is going to be 08595. And then the unit that was your event number, your number one more time.
So there you go. You see the two guys in front of the 7-Eleven?
Who was that 35th?
Those aren't Batman there. And they're not Robin.
73.
Right? See those two guys right
right, gotcha. Your event number is going to be 086.
Right there by the door. See that there?
086.
See the two guys right there?
84 Charlie.
784 Charlie.
You see them as we turn, right?
Red line at SubX, please.
Yep, that is 08633.
7387, boy.
787, boy.
Take an event number for,
see those two guys there? Do they look like they're homeless to you? I don't think so. They don't look homeless, do they?
45.
Yeah. They're not homeless, that's the issue, right?
4716.
Show me his event.
Remember the case I told you about Adams and Wells, the 7-Eleven shooter, right? He lived out in Oak Lawn. Why was he sitting on a milk crate from Oak Lawn? Why was he traveling back and forth to downtown Chicago on a milk crate? You can panhandle in Oak Lawn. Actually, you could probably make more money in Oak Lawn. It's richer, right, than Chicago. That's because he was selling drugs. That's why.
Only one call so far.
Oh, what? Gunshot? Let's hear that one.
Yes, I'm Cityway. Gonna call first.
Oh, a person shot?
Yes, I'm Cityway. Gonna call first shot. 6257 South Cottage near Daly's Restaurant. Callers whispering say you heard several shots and saw a male shot. CFD is rolling. No presence on 7.
Well, I guess that's where we're going to be heading.
So again, 6257 South Cottage at Daly's Restaurant. They are advising that this is inside the restaurant that they heard the gunshot. Only one call so far.
Person shot, 6'2", 62nd and Cottage, Daly's Restaurant. Inside.
I'm sorry, did I have a Charlie? 86 Charlie.
Number, please, Clark and Lake.
Yep, that is 08676.
Yes, that's where we're heading.
7384 Adam.
7384 Adam.
Hey, have his VIN number for Mac and Red Line.
Yep, that is 08696. Alright, be advised, Daly's Restaurant, 6257 South Cottage. They're giving a total disregard. Everybody's okay over there. Total disregard.
7386 Adam.
786 Adam.
Disregard the person shot.
Platform check, Roosevelt at the red line.
Okay, that is 08709.
7387, boy.
787, boy.
Save us a ride.
Number for our train ride from Harlem to Jefferson Park on a blue line. Card number 2626.
Okay, that is 08713.
Thank you, Bud.
Yep, no problem.
See you later, Casey. Have a good afternoon. We don't need you on my page. See you later, bro. See you later. Some people aren't cut out to be on SubX. They just don't understand. That's it.
Unit 18 on the CY coming in as a battery in progress, 1234 North.
7384 Adam.
784 Adam.
Hey, have his VIN number for Mac and Red Line.
Yep, that is 08696. Alright, be advised, Daly's Restaurant, 6257 South Cottage. They're giving a total disregard. Everybody's okay over there. Total disregard.
7386 Adam.
786 Adam.
Platform check, Roosevelt at the red line.
Okay, that is 08709.
7387, boy.
787, boy.
Well, can we get a number for our train ride from Harlem to Jefferson Park?
Okay, that guy is gone. Hey, Mizidor, that dude's gone. We don't... He's here to disrupt. He ain't here to participate. He ain't here to listen. He ain't here to engage. That dude, Casey's here to disrupt. There's hundreds, if not thousands of people that have been told to disrupt my news. There's a whole union that hates me. The Chicago Teachers Union hates me because I've covered the corruption of the Chicago teachers. You know, that story that the teachers union president sends her kid to a Catholic school, that's my story. I broke that story. It shows that the union is fake, right? They promote public education. They say people shouldn't have vouchers and pick private schools. Yet the president of the teachers union, who collects her money from the taxpayers of Chicago, sends her kid to a Catholic school. So that's 25 to 50,000 people that don't like me and been instructed to, anytime they see my page, to go on my page and discredit me or do stuff like that. So that's how it is. That's who Casey is. Casey ain't no different from them. Look, there's plenty of scanner pages out there. So scanner pages aren't new. There's plenty of video scanner pages. There's plenty of Twitter scanner pages. There's TikTok scanner pages. So when somebody comes on and says scanner pages, all you do is a negative thing, that's not true. Scanner pages actually give you information. See, so when somebody tries to cut you off and say, oh, that's a scanner page, it's negative. No, scanner pages is, hey, that's happening and you should watch out. That's it. Now, if you want to do neighborhood watch stuff, then you log all the scanner stuff and say, look, we had 4 robberies in our neighborhood. What are we going to do about it at your CAPS meeting, right? That's what scanner pages are about. So if somebody says they're negative and they make people look bad, blah, 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 that's a disruptor, right, that wants to continue criminal activity in our city. They want young black men to be dead. There's people who say scanner pages are bad. They want to harm minorities. They want to harm young people. They want to harm immigrants. They want to harm the working class. Those are those people. A person who is an honest person wants to hear what's happening in their neighborhood. They want to know what's going on. You know what's the best scanner page? When there's nothing on the scanner. That's the best scanner page, when there's no traffic. Or they say, oh, we're rescuing a cat from the tree. That's the best scanner page, when there's nothing that's being said. Why? Because that means there's no crime. You get that? So when somebody comes on and says it's negative, it's not negative. Because, one, we don't do the crime. Second, we don't broadcast the crime. The crime is being broadcast by the police. So it's silly. Yeah, thanks, Ms. Isidore. Thanks for backing me up. Appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, I don't give those people a platform to even 1 second. So thank you for that. You guys listen. You guys participate. You guys want to know. You guys give me information. This is an exchange. SubX.News isn't a one-way street. It's a multi-faceted communication platform to discuss what's going on in our city. And I respect you guys. I don't even know if you know how much I respect you guys. And you guys don't deserve to have disruptors messing with your time. Again, I respect you and I honor your time. Because you're here, you're spending a little bit of your time with me and other people. So I respect that. And I would never allow someone to harm that time. Your time is very valuable. And you don't know how much I value your time when you're here, because I get 2 things from everybody that's watching. One, I get energy from you guys, and I get protection. I feel protected because you guys watch what's happening, right? That's what I want to say. Let's do some more radio calls.
7383 Frank. 7 Frank. 7383 boy.
783 boy.
Good number 79 for the real now.
Yep, that is 08746.
7383 Frank.
783 Frank.
Those number 1254 westbound on 79 from left VA. Could I get an event number?
Yep, that is 08751.
7383 Henry.
783 Henry.
Yes, sir. Event number southbound on Ashland. 40 years. Bus number 8923.
It's 5.
7386 boy.
It's 4:22 p.m. May 11th, 2026, Monday. You guys see the cardboard boxes here, right? ain't no urgency here, right? No one's taking care of that. See that there? That's the time. You see that, right? That's Citywide 1, Atta. Citywide 1.
Can you give me that number for the Central Green Line stop, please? Yep, that is 08800. 73 Charlie. 7 Charlie. That number for 69 Red Line? Yep, that's 08807. 7389 boy. 789 boy. Even number 4, Laramie Green Line. Sure. That is 0881.
So we're up to date on our radio call. You know we're on Crime is Down, right? We're on Crime is Down. It's not encrypted. Citywide Zone 1. Yep, that's what we're on. Because we usually hang, oh man, they got the sheriffs out here today. They got something bad happening here. See that there? See all the sheriff's scars there? Let's pull over here. I got to upload this.
That is 08839.
You see all the sheriff's car? It's Citywide 1, Zone 1. Yes, it is. Thanks, Holly. I appreciate you. How you doing, young lady? Alright, you see all the sheriff's police there? Everybody see the sheriffs, right? Alright, let's keep moving, right? I don't know, the biggest news in Chicago over the weekend? 2 stories, I guess. Crime continues, shootings continue. It's not non-stop. Lots of doubles. I think there was a triple. Bad car accident on Pulaski. 7 people hurt. I don't think any news agency reported on that one. There's a lot of bad car accidents where people get hurt. A lot of teenagers were hurt in that one. I think 3 or 4 teenagers. 7 people in a car accident on North Pulaski. There's a couple of doubles. There was the triple Friday. And then was there another triple? I don't know. I think there was a triple on Drexel and a bunch of doubles. So it's a lot of multiple person shot in one area, so that's not a good thing. That means people are not shooting one person, they're shooting multiple people, and that's bad. I don't know how the mayor says, they keep saying that the city is safe when that's happening. That's, you kind of get what I'm saying. You got people that are shooting at lots of people, wanting to shoot lots of people. It's bad. I don't know how to even talk about that, right? I don't even know what kind of that is. That's like a some I don't know what that is. Is that like a maniacal criminal? Is that a mentally ill person? Is it a mass killer? Is it an assassin? What kind of a person shoots at multiple people at the same time, tries to kill them or shoot them or hurt them? It's horrible. I don't even know how to describe it, to tell you the truth. Unless when you guys look at that, look at all the sheriffs out here. See that there? You want me to turn around and show you guys? Walking around with a mask. See him there? He's walking around with a mask. See that guy there? It's 50 degrees and he's walking with a mask and a hoodie. You can't identify him. You kind of get it? Did you just see that, right? See that guy, right? SubX.News. We're down here in the loop, our regular beat. It's 4:27 p.m. Monday afternoon, and the one striking thing today is there's a lot of Cook County police officers here stationed. It looks like I don't know if they're downstairs in the subways or where they're at. I know they were doing a lot of theft detail the last few years. I have to do a couple of FOIA requests on the sheriffs. I did it a couple of times and I found out what they were doing. About 2 years ago, I started looking into it. They were doing a lot of retail theft stuff. So that's why the retail theft numbers went down, because they all were being taken care of by the Cook County Sheriff. So you have a police, Chicago police, you got a Cook County Sheriff there, right? You got a bunch of people walking around with hoodies and masks on down here, right? And then you come here onto where we're at by Van Buren, where, see that guy there? He's walking around, that guy there? He's walking around with a hoodie and a mask on. And there, that guy. And then you see all these cop cars and stuff. You see that there? You got a bunch of people out here with masks on. They're all walking around with masks on. Why you got a mask on? Oh, it's weird. They got the, see that? See all the sheriff's cars there? See all the sheriff's cars there? So, two things tell you that, right? One, there's people here that somehow they're wearing masks and hoodies. I don't know. I guess masks and hoodies ain't illegal, but I thought they were. Years ago, there was a law, and I thought it was in there. Maybe they took it out when COVID happened, but I have to double check it. Years ago, there was laws against wearing ski masks in public, unless it was cold or something like that. There was a law, and I remember that when I was younger. But I have to dig that law up if it's still there. And then the second part of it is you see all the cops around. So think about it. We've been told for how many years? It's crime is down, crime is down, crime is down. Everything is safe, everything is safe. Yet, you got people walking around with hoodies and masks on downtown. It's 4:30, right? We're gonna go check out Upper Wacker over there and see what the traffic is over there, right? And then see that guy's walking around. I don't know what he's doing. He's got a mask and a hoodie on. And we've been told everything is safe, crime is down, but yeah, you got these guys, I don't know what they're doing out here with masks and hoodies on. And then secondly, you see all the cop presence. If it's so safe, then why do you have all the cops? 4:30 news, 4:30 news. Let's listen to 4:30 news. Oh, I gotta turn that down. No music, because I'll get banned. 4:30 news.
Dow up 95 points, the Nasdaq up 27, the S&P up 14.
Sunny skies, 54 degrees at 4:31. Americans who were on board that cruise ship struck by the deadly hantavirus outbreak are now back in the U.S. after a medical evacuation flight landed in Nebraska overnight. On board, at least one passenger began showing symptoms of the virus and another tested positive.
Earlier this morning, about a few hours ago, we actually saw those people, those 17 Americans being brought to the National Quarantine Center. They were brought in buses. They were brought in an ambulance. We saw them arrive. This is where they're going to be monitored right now. We do know that one person has tested what health officials say is mildly positive. Another person is showing symptoms.
At CBS's Ian Lee, meantime, there is some promising news if more passengers were to catch the highly infectious disease. WBBM's Brendan Eisen reports on renewed efforts to develop some kind of treatment.
Hantavirus is most often spread through exposure with infected rodents. The recent cruise ship cases transmitted from person to person, alarming public health officials across the globe. The Wall Street Journal now reporting on some quote-unquote promising candidates for a vaccine and treatment already sitting on a shelf and awaiting tests on human subjects. Among the candidates, an antibody designed to attack hantavirus, which has shown to protect hamsters from the Andes strain in question, developed by an international consortium of researchers from universities, biotech companies, and a U.S. military research institute. Brandon Eisen, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Cook County judge has some pointed questions for representatives of the state's attorney's office. It comes as she promises a May 21st ruling on whether a special prosecutor should handle potential criminal cases tied to Operation Midway Blitz.
State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke says this move by representatives of advocacy groups and elected leaders is frivolous, but it's clear Judge Erica Reddick is taking the issue seriously. She focused questions during the hearing on O'Neill Danielle Burke's declaration that her office would review cases specifically tied to use of force. Why not, she asked, conspiracy or perjury? Assistant State's Attorney Yvette Loizon responded that the office was trying to provide clear direction to law enforcement agencies. After the hearing, Loizon insisted the state's attorney's office was ready to pursue any relevant cases tied to immigration enforcement.
If a federal law enforcement agent commits a crime, my office will not hesitate to act.
But some of the people calling for a special prosecutor, including Cook County Commissioner Jessica Vasquez, criticized the office for having taken no action in the 9 months since Operation Midway Blitz started.
Our state's attorney has done nothing to help our communities.
We're at 26th and Cal. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Counselors available today for students in Michigan City, Indiana, after a deadly shooting tied to a post-prom party.
Investigators say a boy was killed and 2 others, including an 18-year-old woman, were wounded when gunfire broke out Saturday night at a rental home in Pine Township. Witnesses described a chaotic scene as teens ran from the house. Neighbors heard what they first thought were fireworks. Porter County Sheriff's Police say the shooting appears to be an isolated incident and that so far no arrests have been made. Rachel Pearson, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Well, a wet spring has some pest control companies sounding the alarm about mosquitoes in the Chicago area this summer.
Chicago recently ranked second on